This is Cousin Jack. This land is barren and broken, scarred like the face of the moon. Our tongue no longer spoken, the towns all around face ruin. Will there be work in New Brunswick, or will I find gold in the Cape? If I tunnel way down to Australia, how will I ever escape? Come on. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the bay. Where the copper heavens to stay low. When John Wesley gave us a voice, could Joseph once come to St. Michael's Mount, 2,000 years past in a dream, and you're working away in the darkness, deep in the heart of the sea. Where there's a mine, come on. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the bay. Where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin, running your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving the county behind, and I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack. Follow me down to Canada, America, South Africa, Australia. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, I'm leaving the county. Must I leave my town? Campbell, Red Roof, Lawson, Wadebridge, Aston, Port Isaac. Remember us, remember our names, remember the white cross on the black flag. Yeah. And the waves crash to the shoreline. I dream, I dream. I dream of a bridge across the Tamar. It opens us up to the east. In my dreams. I see the English living in our houses. I see the Spanish fishing in our sand. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the veil. Where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving the county behind, and I'm not coming back. So follow me down, cousin Jack. Come on, follow me down, cousin Jack. Yeah, follow me down.
Good morning, Minecraft. Wandering Beekeeper here. How you doing? This song hits for me really hard for a couple of reasons. I am an older man who has lived and worked in 14 different locations across the eastern United States over the course of 40 years. I have also spent time in India and in Singapore for business. Learned how to shop in the wet market and, buy my coconut from the old guy using the stationary bicycle to grind it fresh. Cannot get that in the United States. Man, I miss the fresh coconut. It's always the food. But I've been away and I've been around to the point where I don't even know where home is anymore. I really don't feel any attachment to the place where I was born. Glad to be shut of the place. It's not done well. The people that I was raised by were kind of shit. I mean, they were working class white boomers in Louisville, Kentucky. There was a limit to what could be expected, I suppose. Oh, we are. But that song hits pretty hard also because, and I'm rambling a little bit here to give some time to make sure that Twitch isn't muting me after playing Show of Hands. They're a folk group from England. They're not likely to be pissy about copyright. But you never know what Universal Music Group is going to do. They're a bag of dicks, and they got their fingers in everything, whether you want them to or not. A bunch of assholes always cutting in for a piece of other people's work. And that's basically how they make their living, is by mooching off others. So, I'm aware I'm not muted. I hope I'm not muted. I'm rambling here to fill some time in order to pad out after playing a fairly long track. Oh, not muted by Twitch. Oh, good. Yay, rah. All right. In which case, let me quickly. Oh, for the VOD. I do want to throw in the story of the other reason why that song hits, because this is a personal thing that I kind of want to share. My ancestry traces back to a young man by the name of Evan Ragland, who was the first Ragland to arrive on Turtle Island. And Evan is Evan was from Cornwall. Now, his father was from the Vale of Glamorgan, across the Channel in Wales. But many years before, Evan's father had been appointed as the new sheriff of the northern region of Cornwall by the Baron of Raglan. Now, the Baron of Raglan, it does not have Ragland as a family name. The Ragland family line and the Baron line are two separate bloodlines. I'm not related to the nobility, thank you. Appreciate, kind of grateful for that. Uh, Current Baron of Raglan is said to be something of a complete idiot. Not surprising. I mean, nobility. Evan was was pretty much born and raised Cornish. Grew up on the north shore of Cornwall. Learned Kernewick, and sadly didn't pass it down to his descendants. Uh, when Evan was 14, he went into town with his father and his younger brother. His father had business. The sheriff was more of a tax collector and revenue administrator, not really a lawman, but god damn, there's been a lot of cops in my ancestry, and I'm not thrilled with that. Evan and his younger brother, and I do not know what happened to the younger brother. Evan and his younger brother were amusing themselves out on the docks while Dad was inside discussing business when Evan was forcibly taken aboard a ship that then set sail for the Americas. At 14, Evan was brought to the United States and sold into indentured servitude, which meant that he was able to buy out his contract and become a free man if he could do it. And what he did was he married the boss's daughter and bought out his contract and inherited the business that he'd been sold into. Built it up. It was an import-export business, built it up into what is now CB Ragland Coffee, which is a coffee and general foodstuffs import-export company. Unfortunately, there was a split in the family, and one part stayed in Virginia and built up the import-export business, and the other went off to become farmers on new land. And it really says something about my ancestors that they thought that it would be good to settle as farmers in a place called Barren County, Kentucky. That lasted a single generation, and they moved up to Jefferson County, which is where Louisville is, and lived in the city henceforth. We've been frustrated farmers ever since. Kernewick, the song there talks about Kernewick, about the language of Cornwall as being lost. The British had plenty of experience in exterminating indigenous languages when they arrived on Turtle Island and started colonizing this continent. They'd already been practicing on Gaelic and Kernewick and a couple of others back at home. Colonialism hurts everybody. It is never a good thing. Ever. Kernewick survived partly because descendants of those Cornish miners moved back to Cornwall and started teaching the language and restored it to the land. And there are now Kernewick speakers, and it is now a more prevalent language in Cornwall for daily use, like Welsh has returned to Wales. I started a novel some time ago, a few years back, called The Last Geomancer. The first few chapters are available online somewhere, I'm pretty sure. I got the one arc plotted out and knew where it was going and had some of the opening scenes written, a couple opening chapters written, and realized I needed to do like multiple years of research to write the other half of the story because I have to learn Kaurna. Not just the language, I mean the culture. To be able to write the other side of the story, I have to be able to write the character of a Kaurna wise man. I don't want to use the term shaman because it's not appropriate. The Kaurna are indigenous to so-called Australia, to the region of so-called Adelaide, where the story takes place. Yeah, I've got a whole thing around that song. I mean, well, yeah, it's a thing. Pardon me rambling on and not playing Minecraft. Wow. I did solve a problem after banging my head on it multiple times. We are currently in orbit around Maru 56. I got the terraformer built. Now, you saw the build process last stream. You just didn't see the thing assemble itself. We're going to go look at it in a few minutes. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this biome changer remote to Earth, gather biome data, and bring it back to Maru 56. I'm then going to quit out of the game and do a world backup and reload before I attempt to make the landing on Maru 56 with a functional terraformer down there. Because the terraformer has been the problem. Now, I will admit I am using the Advanced Rocketry Reworked mod at this point. Things are a little different. You'll see in a minute. I am doing this because I have been banging my head against this arfing terraformer for a couple of weeks now, and enduring bugs and crashes, and I want to get this bloody well accomplished. My OCD won't let me let it go. And so I'm using a mod that has a somewhat sketch dev who was flippant to a safety question. Not a cool thing. Didn't get a clear answer, got a very flippant answer, didn't like it. Don't really trust these people. This is the terraforming terminal put out in the box out in the middles as we are starting to grow a hub, maybe. Who knows? There may be other terraforming terminals. It's one to a planet. We need to place the biome remote here to make the satellite terraform the entire planet. We don't put the remote in the terraformer anymore. The terraformer is doing the heavy work. Control is done from the satellite terminal, which I've got up here, which should work. Now, it's coming up as not connected, but it came up as not connected down on the surface. I'm going to hope that the problem is that there's no biome data, and we need to go get some biome data. So let's go on. I really should have started the ship into motion because it is going to take us a moment here. Planet list up, Sol, Earth select, and warp. Ready? This is saying a fuel cost of 1,000. We have fuel of 949. Something's not right. What's going on here? I'm turned around. Let's go back to engineering and see what's going on here. Something's not quite right. Now, okay, hydrogen's cool. Here's our warp core. What's going on here? We got, like, vast quantities of fuel here. Is it just not wanting to read it in? What's going on? should not be having a problem. Or maybe it's far enough that I need to make it in 2 jumps? I don't know. There we go. Now we got 99.49. There we go. Now I had to go tap on the, oh my god, I had to go tap on the gauge to make it read correctly. How Steam. I had to go tap on the damn fuel gauge to make it read correctly. Warp. Okay, we are in transit on our way to Earth. Now this is the reworked mod, and transit in warp takes differing time depending upon how far you're going. To take this opportunity while we're in warp to go and check on Jibby. Oh, should take these with me. And I don't need that shit. Oh my god, I don't need all this stuff that I was using to build the terraformer. Let's put it away, just get rid of some of it. We're out of warp. We are at Earth. Okay, let's go collect data. I have asteroid chips. Some other shit I need to get rid of. Ugh. Stuff I need to put away. I've gotten some clutter here. What the hell? Where are my fucking engines? I'm gonna try this anyway. This could get all sorts of bloody interesting. This was working fine in the pre-show. Of course, you know, it has the chance of it biffing increases according to the number of viewers. And Wilhelmus, thank you. Oh, that got loud. Okay. Oh shit! I don't want to hit the wrong key there. Sorry. All right. Well, we still have no visible motors. That's weird as I just don't even. It flew. Okay, it's still, if it still launches, fine, whatever. We'll figure it out later. No, I didn't take the time to build a launch pad here. I was too busy arfing around with the terraformer, which I had to rebuild multiple times. It's been an entire thing getting that bloody terraformer going. Okay, off to White Sands, and we are going to scan the biome. We now have desert scanned. And I'm going to run over here. And I'm going to scan the biome, and we have savanna. I don't remember if I have the day cycle running or not. It looks like it's permanent. I don't know. Now is not a good time to be arfing around with the observatory. Imaginary drive system, yeah. Yeah, that's being a thing here. Let's go to front door for a second here. And over here, where the original facility, and there's the lander there, and it doesn't have any engines under it. Okay, changing to the reworked mod has done something with the engines not rendering. I don't know. That's weird. Come on, you. Scan the biome. Roofed forest. And back to new landing field with free-floating ship. This is just offending me. I mean, really. Okay. Oh, apparently we can only have these three. Or can we? Nope. That goes side to side. It doesn't go up and down. And it's only recording the three. Okay, fine. Deal with it later. Let's get aboard and back to the ship. Back up to the skink. This is my third try at this, and yeah, this is the last go I'm giving it. And we'll probably switch over to Pixelmon, or at least try to switch over to Pixelmon somewhere along the line in the stream. I've got rather a lot going on in Pixelmon. I've learned how to use the thermal expansion mod, how to use the power mod. Oh my god, the solar in that is so grindy, but it is worth it because you then have no maintenance or fueling or anything that you have to do. Once the solar's in place, it's just, you're done. ep026, select, and warp. Alright, we are on our way. Still says not connected. I'm worried about this. I may need to launch another satellite. And I thought I launched the satellite already. That's something I could go check. I saw a launcher down on the planet. You know, I did finally take the pressure plates out. Oh, wait a minute. That's in the right direction. No. I'm arrived at ep026, which is good. And this thing, okay, not connected, but it does have an ID. There's no rocket out there, so the satellite theoretically went into orbit. This thing is not connecting. Not sure why. May have to launch a new launch a new satellite. Okay, we're gonna do the save and stuff here, and save and quit to title, and go to the BRB because I gotta quit out and go over, do some stuff here on the back end. Going to do a backup of the world before I try to make the landing. And today is the 27th. Make sure I date correct and an open on this because I may be making more backup depending on how things go. Okay, backup is made. Relaunching client. Digging into my family history has become kind of a thing. I am old. I'm digging into my genealogy. It seems to be a thing that you do when you get old. And in the process, have discovered some things. My mother's family always kind of stressed that they were Dutch. But my granny called everybody Schnickelfritz. And eventually that stuck in my head and went, wait a minute, that is not a Dutch term of endearment. I started digging in, and it didn't take much to find out that apparently my family, that line does have Dutch descent, but also the family name was originally Brewer and came from Germany. And during World War II, they just quit talking about the German heritage of the family and leaned into the Dutch. You know, one of those things. So, okay, here we are. Here we are. Even better, we're actually aboard a ship. Oh, but you can't see that because, of course, I have to flip back to the game screen. That would help, wouldn't it? There we are. Okie dokie dokie. Nowhere to go. Yeah, there's plenty of places to go. And I'm about to attempt to go to one of them. I have a biome changer remote here that is not connecting for some reason. I may have to redo the satellite, but I'm going to go down and see what's going on the planet's surface. And we are going to attempt this. Last time, every time, this is where the reproducible bug is. Every time I have tried to land on Maru 56, after coming back with biome data or, after building the terraformer, once the terraformer is built, landing seems to crash the game. So we're about to find out what happens here. Up we go. Looks like we're making a descent. Okay. Welcome back to Maru 56. Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. It's a lot of a thing. Let's go check this out. Again, no rocket nozzles visible. That's just weird as fuck. And it's messing with me, okay? Satellite bay is empty. No, that's not the right... rocket monitoring station. There we go. rocket monitoring station, linker, alright, program the linker with the monitoring station, link to the rocket, and I'm going to launch it and see what happens. See where it goes. Off you go, little bird. Hopefully you fly back to the skink. Now let's go see the thing that we came here for. See that cloud over there? Do you see that gray cloud over there? That's an unusual feature for this planet. That is a very strange feature for this planet because this planet has a terraformer running now. Look at that. That's what that huge thing assembles into. And it is a beast and a half. It requires 3 power inputs. It requires dual gas inputs of 2 gases. And right now it is working on increasing the atmospheric pressure. Increase atmo. Running. Currently a pressure of 0.5. If we can get the pressure to 0.75, we will be able to make a change to the biome. Maybe cool this down and get breathable atmo. But it's going to take a while. But I got it this far. I've got this beast to assemble. Got it running. So we are currently putting out massive quantities of a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere similar to that on Earth. Then I have to figure out why the biome changer isn't connecting. Why the remote isn't connecting. Connected. We are connected. Oh my God, we're connected. We're connected because we're on the planet? Do I need to be on the planet to run this thing? I can do that. I can do that. Give me just a heartbeat. I will go do that. Let us get rid of the rocket monitoring station and get a terraforming terminal. And I'm going to fly back over to the where the terraformer is. Oh dear, the oil has caught fire. That's not good. I mean, we're already dealing with something with a really unhealthy carbon profile, so I'm going to put this here rather than aboard the ship and drop it in. Provide redstone signal to start the process. Terraforming planet. Power generation on 20 blocks per tick 1. Okay. We'll find out. Going night. Going dark here. This planet has no moon, and so it gets rather spectacular at night. Got a beacon over here. Oh my god, that's the terraforming satellite working. Going one block at a time, that's the terraforming beam coming down. Holy spit. Okay, now it's over there. Wow. That's intense. We have this massive atmosphere terraformer here with its 8 vents pouring out nitrogen and a bit of oxygen, working on the atmospheric pressure. We have the beam coming down from the satellite. Selected biome is savanna. Savanna is good. Savanna is fine. All right. I'm going to need to leave this running off stream for a long time, I think. It's going to take hours of processing for this to do its thing. And wow. I mean, we are terraforming from orbit. We're also not going to see much in the way of change, partly because I think this is already savanna, partly because it's really not going to get anywhere until the atmosphere is up. At that point, we can start making new biomes. Admiral Kirk, you don't want to give me the Genesis device? Hokey doke. Yeah, this is the slow way. I'm going to shut off the terraforming, take out the changer, and I'm going to set it to roofed forest and put it back in and kick it back on and see what happens. Beam jumps over there. Okay, cool. Just see what happens. Ooh, can't see anything because of the cloud I'm raising. That's intense. That is really, whoa. Look at that. Some of the animation on these things just amazes me. All right. I need to find out what happened to the little bird that I launched there. Where did my satellite lifter go? We have terraforming action happening. I'll be watching it as we lift off, I think. This could get interesting. We go. Wow. Holy cats, we're riding up alongside the terraforming beam. That's an entire thing. That's just an entire thing. Oh, Come on, make the landing. And in slow. That's okay. I'm just watching my fuel gauge, which is making me a little nervous. Should be able to. Velocity's down really low. There's the retros kicking in. Why don't I see this? There we go. Waiting to see the skink. Make sure this ship is actually going to be here. Ooh. Okay. All right, the terraforming terminal needs to be on the surface. Got it. We have started terraforming Maru 56. We've got terraforming started. All right. We know now the terminal doesn't go aboard the ship. We'll just pop that and get rid of it. And I have got data I can gather, and I have got gas giant mining I can do, and so forth. Let us look into that real quick. Maru 56 here. Connect and dump in and give me that. And connect mass, distance mass, and here we have composition. Okay, let's get these loaded up. This one, what planet it's hooked up to? We're hooked up to. All right, composition. Distance is good. Mass could use a chip. Right, this one. And we're set up for here. Okay, I need asteroid chips to process, which is a problem because I don't have them. I need an observatory to do that. So, tell you what, while we're doing this, I'm going to see if this works. This is, again, there's weirdness going on here with this. Let's go out to the gantry and have a look at the drones. The drones have no engines. I'm going to disassemble this drone. The advanced monopropellant rocket engine is there. Okay. Go around to the assembler, do a scan, clear for liftoff, do a build, and okay, they got a little problem here with the rendering of the rocket engines. That really, wow. Okay, that's just gonna look, and this one doesn't even have, and oh, and this is before I put the extra heads on them. Oh, lordy. Yeah, I would need to do that as well. All right. I'm gonna see if I can get us into Pixelmon here, because this is worth it. It is going to be a pain in the ass, I'm gonna warn you. Going to do a save and quit, and we're going to go to the BRB screen. And I'm going to quit the launcher, restart the launcher, launch Pixelmon mod pack, and I'm going to go take a quick bio while this is launching because it takes a second. Okay, this is going to take a couple of tries. I got a serializer on the first try. Usually do. Sometimes takes 3 or 4 tries. We have got a serializer 111 error on the Pixelmon server. If anybody watching the VOD or whatever knows anything about it, about how to deal with a serializer error on World Join in Minecraft, I'd love to hear from you. We believe the issue is in Pixelmon itself. If it's in Pixelmon, if it's in the core mod, we're just kind of screwed because the Pixelmon project just had one of their lead people retire. There's been a lot of institutional knowledge that has gone with that person. I mean, it's a mod project. Documentation sometimes just doesn't get done. Can be a thing. Okay, freezing data. Come on. Come on. This does take a couple of minutes. I could put some music on me, so you're not just listening to me rambling. What have I got? Oh, here we go. Starting from Cousin Jack, a show of hands, which is on here twice for some reason. 2 different versions. One that's from live and a live version, and one that's from their album Dark Fields. This is all stuff from that I was listening to for inspiration for Last Geomancer. Serializer. Try again.
Wildwood setting sun, it makes the shadows longer. Wise blood cut and run away, away. Wildwood setting sun, it makes the shadows stronger. I need to touch someone at the dying of the day. Wildwood bush and rye, it makes your feet to stumble. Wise blood, the sky's on fire, away, away. Wildwood bush and rye, it makes your hands to tremble. Love, you mustn't tire at the dying of the day. Like a child that needs protection, for whom his mother prays. Through a world that needs correction, we wander all our days. Want to make our mark, we shall come home. We shall come home. We shall come home. We shall come home before dawn. Wildwood, dark and deep, this is a world of danger. Wise blood, better keep away, away. Wildwood, dark and deep, the world is getting stranger. Love, don't fall asleep at the dying of the day. Like a child that needs protection, for whom his mother prays. Through a world that needs correction, we wander all our days. Wild to make our mark,
left St. John's one day in Maine, dressed in her Sunday best. A kind man sat beside her as she cried her way out west. She moved in with her cousin, found a job down in the mall. Her friends at home were jealous, said we'll see you in the fall. Why do you know that she wants to try?
There we go. Let's ease off on the memory requirements a little bit here. Stop the music. And let's flip over and kapop. No schmuzz kapop. Haha! We have achieved Pixelmon. This is the big community games Pixelmon server. This is the Great Hall. This is my base. There will be a little bit laggy here. I'm streaming and running on the server, and it's going to be a little laggy. We're just going to have to deal with that here. Let's see who's on, if anybody. There's a couple of people. Oh, hey, Vanale is on, and so is Zach. Zach is also a streamer. This is, let's just take this one room at one building at a time, okay? So what I did is I moved into a village. I put up a claim over a village and said, okay, this is mine. And what you're hearing in the background, by the way, are Pokemon. This is a Pixelmon server, and yes, that is a PC there that I can get into and look at my mons and so forth. I'm currently carrying a Heliolisk, an Empoleon, a Chandelure, a Flygon, a Gogoat whose name I need to set. It's Tungrisnir, I think, is the correct name. It's one of Thor's goats, the one that comes up as Toothnasher or Snarler. And an Amara that I'm currently training. I need to make sure of the spelling on that name, though, before I put it in. There's a lot of mods going on here, yes. Let's just take this one at a time. This is storage drawers. Storage drawers I'm using for holding a lot of the rock and stone and so forth. A lot of effectively the bycatch of mining. I was keeping the major supply of like my copper and iron and redstone in it, but that's all going into the AE2 now. But this has been really handy for keeping a lot of this stone that I use for decorative purposes or whatever, and having the visual reference on the front is nice. I love the apothecary drawer thing. I just haven't, this is the first time I've ever used it, so I'm still getting used to it and figuring out how to put it to use. The gray drawers are compacting drawers and will present the material as nuggets, ingots, and block if that's available. You know, you can't get redstone nuggets, so but any redstone put in is stored as just redstone and then presented to you however you ask for it, which is handy. The compacting drawer will flip between the different forms. The other side of the room is a Tom's storage wall, and this is the miscellaneous storage. This is where everything that doesn't go anywhere else gets dumped. Most of the Pokemon stuff is there, a lot of decorative stuff, a lot of plants, all the enchanted books I've found, etc., etc. A lot of that's going in there. Yes, immersive engineering is in here, and some other stuff. We'll get to that. If you've played Pokemon, you recognize a fossil machine and a fossil cleaner. You've seen them. If you have not played Pokemon, fossils found in the world are covered and have to be put in the cleaner. Don't try to clean the fossil yourself. Let the machine do it. It'll do it correctly. There's a specific way to do it. and you end up with a fossil that can be put into the machine and the ancient Pokemon reconstituted, as we've seen in the games since the Game Boy. I'm using storage drawers here to capture the output of botany pots. This is a botany pot. It's a hopper pot, and so every time it comes to maturity, it self-harvests, replants, and drops the harvest into the storage underneath. The storage underneath is a storage drawer which can hold 32 stacks. It has a void upgrade on it, the little purple icon up there. The void upgrade means that once it reaches capacity, any additional stock thrown in will be voided. So I don't have to worry about my drawer overflowing and lagging out the server by spilling manufactured stuff all over the floor. I've been collecting banners from the various gym cities. The Dragon Gym City does not have a banner on its Pokemart, so I've only got 4 so far, but I've found 5. And of course I have my own healing machine. I find it amusing that it makes a noise like an old printer and then dings like a microwave. And then we can go over to the Berry Barn. Let's go over to the Berry Barn. We have the Waystones mod in this mod pack. So yeah, I've got a Waystone. The village came with a Waystone. I grabbed the village because it was handy, you know? I landed, I RTP'd from spawn and actually landed fairly close to here. Walked into the village, looked around and said, I'll take it. Uh-oh. Hey, Vanley, what's the problem? Ooh, my heat is running up. Streaming here. Let's walk into the berry barn. The berry barn, I am growing every berry available in Pixelmon. You need to disconnect that thing. Yeah. It's going to be a little loud in here from all the stuff happening. That is a Tom's inventory connector, and there's Tom's cable and trim. You just can't see it because I've painted it to look like stone bricks. But this is actually a Tom's simple storage system. All of these storage drawers are linked together by this inventory connector, and I can then see the contents of this entire farm right here. Here's all the berries in the building right there. Kind of neat, ain't it? And then here, these are infusers. I've got them labeled for making EV juice. These are juices you give to your Pokemons to help boost their abilities, train them up. This one has been making colorful shakes, which increase happiness. And then I've got some storage here with feathers that I haven't made into vitamins yet. That's kind of neat. I love that. The animation on this, where you can, if I walk around here, you can actually see, anybody else who's here would actually be able to see what's in there. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. Oh, it gets better. It gets even better because, I mean, you see the AE cable in the air there, and let's go look at that because let's go back to the Great Hall. One thing I did not do while I was in here is I didn't look up. There's an entire ME system up there with auto crafting, the controller, the drives there, and so forth. And it's all solar powered by an array up on the roof. So as the sun goes down, I will not lose my AE system. Instead, it'll keep right on trucking, because up at the top is a solar power array feeding into some very heavy-duty batteries. And up here we also can see a great deal of, we can see the base a lot better. There's the kitchen and the industrial farm out back. Ooh, I'm getting some glitches here from trying to stream off the same machine I'm running Minecraft on. That's the forge, which has the link to the main E2, and then also feeds off to the immersive building. Let's come down a bit here. Look at this from down on the ground. There's a number of mods interacting here. For example, I have got coffee growing over here. Hello, Rattata. I've got coffee growing over here from the Farmer's Respite mod. This is literally coffee from hell. I had to go to the Nether to get the seeds for this. Rattata yourself. Oh, come on. There we go. The glass helps contain the harvest. It also helps keep Pokemon from spawning and mashing the sacrificial potatoes, because I need those sacrificial potatoes. Or rather, the coffee needs the... Uh-oh. I think we just video moded. Yep, we just video moded. That's not good. Let me see if I can get out of that. It's going to be ugly for a second here. Sorry about that. And damn, I was afraid of that. We had to kill the instance and try and log back in. Oh, straining my laptop a little bit doing this. I'm running on a Lenovo IdeaPad, which is designed to be a multimedia system. I'm just pushing the envelope on what it can do, because, you know, I'm running this mod pack, which is a heavy mod pack, and giving the mod pack 8 gig of RAM and still trying to stream. It gets a little shaky sometimes. I'm going to try to get back into Pixelmon. If I can't get back into Pixelmon within 1 or 2 tries, if I'm getting serializers, I'm going to go back to Advanced Rocketry and go run a gas drone mission with the boosted with the boosted drones. I will have to install more gas intakes on the drones. I did that obviously after I did the backup that I had to roll back to. I'm perplexed and annoyed by the weirdness with the rocket motors and with them not even appearing, and, you know, rockets by Sir not appearing in this film. I could get, I want to get over to the kitchen, show you the kitchen, because the kitchen is, well, the kitchen is going to be my favorite place. I mean, I'm the guy that obsesses about food to begin with. You know, I always remember the food. Oh, damn, I got a serializer. All right, we'll try again here. I got 45 minutes left in my normal streaming time. I just would like it to be playing Minecraft and not sitting here staring at the "we'll be right back" card. You know? shush you. You'll get fed later. You had breakfast. Voice, where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load, beside the cane. The copper and clay where snick and tin, running your blood to get under the skin. Now, the story of Jack Hollow, I got well along and then reached a point where I had a scene that didn't go well. I needed to check it and redo it, and then realized that I needed to do like just fantastic amounts of research to be able to write the other side of the story. That's been holding up. But Jack is a young Cornishman who's somewhat lost and somewhat aimless, and the fishing's all going, the mining's mostly gone. Trying to figure out what he's going to do with his life, and then he gets into a drunken scuffle with a friend of his, and ends up with a rather stiff fine for drunken brawling in public. And a letter arrives from his Uncle Perrin with an offer. And so he packs up and he uses his sign-on bonus to pay his fines. He gives the rest to his mother and sister, who he may never see again. And he packs up a suitcase and he boards a train and he leaves town, heading for Australia, never thinking to never return. At the end of the novel, he does return in his old age to be one of the language teachers. He speaks fluent Kernowick. His Uncle Perrin made sure that he spoke the language. It became necessary because the magic doesn't work if you don't call for it in the proper tongue. It's sort of a fantasy novel. It's based on Cornish mythos and Cornish beliefs, and it looks like we may be going to Earth to go to the observatory instead of going back on the Pixelmon server. I'm going to give the Pixelmon server one more try, and then we're going to go play Advanced Rocketry for the rest of the hour. I'm really very anxious to show off the kitchen. The kitchen integrates Pam's Harvestcraft 2, Cooking for Blockheads, Tom's Simple Storage, Storage Drawers, AE2, Mr. Crayfish's Furniture, Farmer's Respite, and Farmer's Delight. I'm trying to think if there's any other mods that are. There's a lot of mods involved in the kitchen. Oh boy. And of course, the first thing I want to do is cook all the dishes and do the Pam's Harvestcraft challenge and open a cafe, and I'm a frustrated farmer. I get into these games partly so that I can do farming. This case, it's industrial farming on an interesting scale because everything's growing in botany pots, and so the farm itself is small physically. but it's churning out a vast amount and array of stuff. Come on. Come on, St. Viticon, protect us from Murphy. Intercede for us in this our hour of need. We pray to thee, St. Viticon. And not only am I in, oh god, we got a server restart in 10 minutes. Yeah, rat-a-tat to you too. Take a thunderbolt. If I got in, I should be able to get back in. So, let's go on and, yeah, we're in the middle of a Pokemon battle. Neat. Do a take all, because I'm going to end up taking all anyway. Where did my... Okay, come on, come on. There we are. There's the kitchen. All right, this is the farm out back, and the farm out back is all just storage drawers. They're in this particular pattern because in the middle of them, there's a little gap, and if I turn this on, you can see it. That's a Tom's inventory connector. So this is all one big Tom's inventory storage system, which is then cabled. That's actually inventory cable that's been painted to look like grass. It's cabled around. It's powered by solar cells. Those are blazing solar panels up there. That's level 4 solar up there working on it. Of course, there are mice in the kitchen. And here we are in the kitchen itself. I've been trying to get into. We have a couple of stoves going from Farmer's Delight, one of which is running a Farmer's Respite tea kettle that makes the coffee and the tea. Let us go on and get out the coffee berries here and set up with the knife instead of the pick, and I'll get the coffee berries, put them up here, and go over to the cutting board and... get this coffee processed from raw cherry into coffee beans. No, we don't have to put it in a smelter. It would be appropriate to have to put the coffee berries in a furnace and smelt them to get the coffee beans, but no, you just use a knife. Knife. And now we have 58 coffee beans. That's a lot of coffee beans. I'm going to load them into here and split them between upper and lower and get started. And we are going to make 29 coffees. And I need to put water in it. Get the water from the sink. The sink over here is an endless water supply in one block. Kind of a neat thing. The fruit basket is an actual storage system, and it shows us the fruit that is in the basket in the order that it is put into the basket. It's kind of cool. The cabinet is full of fruit juice. This cabinet has coffee and tea and some other stuff. The fridge has all the meat in it and the eggs. And because it's all sitting on kitchen floor from cooking for blockheads, it's all connected into a big storage system like a Tom's, except here's the controller. And so I can see all the ingredients in the fridge and the cabinets and up on in the spice rack up on the wall. I can see all of that from the cooking table and make recipes from here without and using it as a crafting unit. Uh-oh. We'll give it a second. We've got a lag issue. It should catch up momentarily. Or it may be restarting. we may be hitting the server restart. If we hit the server restart, oh, okay, there we go. It's just a lag. There we go. We're cool. Had an Ekans spawning in. Tom's terminal here showing us all the produce in the garden, all that stuff that we saw out the back. I mean, I can look out the back window and see it out there. That's a milk jar. Milk put into the jar is available to the cooking table as an ingredient. And so I've got all the veg immediately available here. I can pull veg out of the garden, drop it into the cabinets or into this AE2 system over here, which has auto crafting. So if I decide I want some curries, I can tell it, make me 11 curries, and it will make 11 curries. Give it a second. It's a small system. This is fantastic, says Willow. Yeah, and I see that... Oh, hey, Freya is here, too. I haven't been able to watch... Hello, I am a dragon, says Freya Dragon. You are indeed a dragon. You are an amazing dragon, and we are glad to have you here. And I have just made 11 curries just like that, just by waiting for the AE2 system to do it. This is the patterning terminal where I create the recipes, and this over here is the molecular assembler interface terminal. These are all the recipes that I have taught to the system that it can make on its own if I ask it. Small system. Small system, yes, let's go look at it. That's it right there. That's the entire system. It almost fits in my field of view. If I back up a little, it does. There we go. That's the entire system right there. That's the auto crafter. 2 crafting CPUs and a bunch of storage, so that, and then the interface that connects it to the cable. These are the molecular assemblers that actually do the work. Those are dense energy cells that supply power to the ME system in a format that the ME system can use. The energy acceptor here converts the RF power coming in from the solar system into and feeds it into the energy cells, which then act as the battery backup for the ME system so that it continues running during the night. And then up here, we have a drive array with 3 chips in it that are actually holding all the stuff that we saw. All the food that's in here is actually on those chips. All of this stuff and the cooking tools and everything else here that's in there. Yeah, this is a small system. I have seen much bigger. I have built much bigger, and if we go over to the Great Hall, we can see a bigger system. Let's look in the forge here. The forge has the workshop for making a lot of the ME shit for AE2. That's my inscriber. I only have one. I do batch processing. I have done systems where I've had 4 inscribers and auto feed to them and collection from them, and yeah, that just wasn't the route I was going here. I don't need to be... That's the energized pool where I grow crystals. And that's pretty much the extent of it. The forge does have main ME here. That terminal there that we're looking at, and if this releases, we'll see what happens. We'll give it a moment. It's locked up again. Okay, we recovered. Had a Pokespawn. Oh, hey, eventually found a Master Ball. Cool. Uh-oh. I hit the T for chat, and it froze up again. Let's see what happens. We may also... Whoops, and we video moded. Gosh dog it. We video moded. There's no recovery from that. Dagnabbit. Alright. Trying to do this while streaming is just being, I think, more than my system can handle. That's a damn shame, because I would really love to show you the stuff I've done with immersive engineering over in another building where I've got everything running off of wind power. I've gotten my entire base off of coal, and I am so pleased by this. The Great Hall is running on solar from the array up on top of the tower that feeds into the big blazing energy cells. And that's driving not only the big AE system that is providing ME to the campus, that big ME cable runs over to the forge, the building we were just in, and then there's another cable that runs from there over to the immersive engineering building so that it has ME access. So, I'm driving digital storage and auto crafting for the whole campus from the system up in the steeple. That's the big system. Let's see, I've rebuilt my Octoprint server and now it's upgrading. I may be able to use my printer again soon. That would be cool. I'm assuming that's a 3D printer. I don't know a lot about 3D printing. And we also didn't see much of actual like Pixelmon either. There's a lot going on. I wish I could stream off that server, but it's just a little too much. We're gonna go back over, assuming this works. Indeed, there we go. Okay. We're gonna go back to the skank, and we're gonna go back to Earth. And do an asteroid and mining and gas mining mission. So I'm going to select Earth. And whoops, I don't want to select, I forgot to select a planet. Up, Sol, Earth, select. Now warp. There we go. Not ready. Why are we not ready? Orbiting space? What? I have no idea where the hell we're even going. Oh, goddamn. I have no fucking idea where we're going. And this could be interesting. Well, while we're on our way to... on a road to nowhere, apparently. I'm not sure I want to work on these while I'm in warp. I really don't think I want to be out here while I'm in warp. Something just doesn't feel good about that. Woot, Earthbound. Well, theoretically, I don't know. This thing took off. We're somewhere. Okay. We did go to Earth. Okay, cool. Phew, had me worried there for a bit. Okay, let's head down and go to White Sands and take these asteroid ships and get them dealt with. And to do that, I'm going to want to put a few things, I think, into the backpack and a few things into trash. We'll just sort of tidy up here. Let's just tidy up a little bit before, oops, I did a sort. Don't think I really meant to. Toss the lever, and I'm going to toss, nervous about the tossing of those chips. We've got room. We've got a bunch of room. All right, let's go on and head down. And what is this? This is, oh shit. Well, there's our satellite lifter. Landed here instead of on its own pad. Disassemble. We're going to have to get rid of you. I'm sorry. gonna have to rebuild you on your own pad, and yeah, this is just not tolerable. Come on, guys. Really? I mean, and of course, because it didn't make it to the pad, it didn't refuel. Minecraft starships remind me of Galaxy trucker builds. There's probably room for a Galaxy trucker reference, or and then there was the discussion previously about that this mod really needs to be team play on a server, and so yeah, you would have somebody who was a trucker. Although more likely what you would be doing is running an automated system that you didn't actually fly on, and instead use rockets that auto-load and unload. At some point, I really do need... At some point, I really do need to put a launch pad here, so that I'm not, if nothing else, so that I'm not bucket flushing the rocket lander here. Alright, let's go off to White Sands. It is night at White Sands. It is night at White Sands, and that means that we can maybe power this up and see what happens. It opens, yes. I love that animation so much. That is such a nice piece of work and such a lovely detail to put in. Keep that stuff. I don't need that. Absolutely keep the linker. That is one of the most important tools in this mod. Let's just start here with doing a scan and see what we can find here. Light asteroid. Oh no. Light asteroid. We got vast amounts of aluminum and tungsten. Ooh, look at all that. And all that tungsten. Yeah, let's go on and grab that one. That's a pretty good amount there. Oh, bugger. The mod is being a little twitchy about where I grab the edge here. Scrolling is not being easy. Really, 37. Yeah, let's go on and grab that one. Load. Do a scan and see if I can find a couple of strange asteroids. Here's an iridium one that's got iron ore and 5 iridium. We'll take it. Pretty much any iridium. 37 in a row? Heh. Strange asteroid with nothing. Damn it, no dilithium. Light asteroid. Only 21 rutile. 11. That's not even worth the time and effort. 29. That'll work. These up. Load another one. Do a scan, and let's see what we get. Strange asteroid. Oh, hey, this one's got emerald. It's got dilithium. There's 12 dilithium. We're going to grab that one. Oh yeah, we're going to grab that one. And the light asteroid above it, 13, is not even fuel 2. You're kidding. 12. 2. Okay. That system had dilithium, didn't have anything else. Be satisfied with the dilithium. Go on, look at the next pack of asteroids here. See what we get. That's 4. That's actually enough to do a couple of missions here. Still need to do some modifications to the gas drones before I send them off. Hey, that's got a nice bunch of quartz on it also. Of course, this is why the skink is made mostly of quartz block. Got an awful lot of quartz back with the tungsten. Oh, shoot. No. This is really tricky to do. Just to scroll. Go. Got an iridium enriched asteroid. There's 4 iridium. We'll take it. Okay, that's 8 ships. Let's go. Let's get moving here. I need to get launched and back to the skink. Put these chips in the cooker and get working on some stuff here. Hopefully we land a little more properly this time. Fingers crossed. Okay. Somebody's chip. Space Station ID chip. Probably from the bird that I destroyed. Sorry about that, but had to go. All right. Gonna get moving. Gonna head off. Let's see. Gonna head off to Sol 4, which is a gas giant, and pop over there. Should be a short trip. Okay, we have arrived. Okay, get you processing. Whoops, no, you're not going to process that one. There we go. You processing that, and then feed you 1, 2, 3. And then over here, and shoot. Not what I want. Alright, we'll get you processing that one, and feed this, this, and this into there. Those are unprogrammed. We'll put them over in the chest. I've got distance data. That is also distance. That is also distance. I've got some blank cartridges here. We'll grab those. Now I am at Sol 4, which means I need to make sure that I relink this. Where is my linker? Okay, now this should be distance, mass, and composition. So distance, connect, mass, connect, composition, connect. This should now be running, yeah, filling up on its own. Take that distance, no, that distance cartridge can stay there. Screw it. The mass data I could use somewhere else. I have over here, optical telescope, here, mass scanner, here we are. Mass data. Feed in. Give me mass data. Linker away. I need another card of mass data. Thank you. Okay, and then I need carts of composition. Go. Feed this one. Getting data from the Sol 4 satellites. Now that I'm in orbit around Sol 4, we got some composition here. We got distance here. We got getting data in. I think, oops. We're using the same wireless. Okay. We'll fix that later. For right now, I need gas intake. Because I figured out a thing and then I had to do a rollback, and so I don't have the thing in place right now. Let's go look at our hydrogen supply, which is up a bit and is going to need to be dealt with before I can get stuff done there. Okay, hold on. I gotta reorganize stuff here. This is going to be a little bit of an issue, isn't it? Yeah, it's wanting to be an issue. I got... Alright, I'll take as many as I can handle and run them through. Okay, that's cleared the pipe. It's probably good enough. Pipe's clear. It'll do for now. Alright, let's go over to the gantry and get some stuff going here. These chips are going to be a little while, so I need to spend the time up here. Working with this. Okay, we're going to do a disassemble on that and a disassemble on that. Then I'm going to go out, put a few things on, because I figured out, all right, be squat. do this. The number of gas intakes you have on the drone determines the length of the mission. Sending these drones out with all these tanks on them and only one gas intake took about 2.5 hours real time for the mission to run. That's just ridiculous. But here, scan. You can see it going in the background. Build. See it run. There it goes. Okay, that one's ready to go. And scan. And build. We have 2 drones ready to go. I'm going to set this one to oxygen. This one stays on nitrogen. And let's go look at them here. They're not there because they got rebuilt. I need to relink. Oh, it's already launching. Look at that. There it goes. And there it goes. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Launch. Oh, there's no fuel. Why is there no fuel? Why is there no fuel? There should be fuel. Oh, I wonder if I ran the fuel out doing all the lander stuff. I'll bet I've run the fuel down. Yeah, the fuel supply has been run down. Hasn't it? You're cooking away, but it's going to be a little while. All right. No problem. No problem. Something I didn't look at that I'm pretty sure the viewers will have seen. That's at 890. Those are almost done. Let's go up to the gantry real quick and have a look. "22 minutes. From 2.5 hours down to 22 minutes. Amazing, isn't it? I got no fuel here. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Did we link? There it went. Oh, I just hadn't linked it. I thought I'd linked it. It hadn't linked. There it goes. And there goes the drone. Off to go collect gas from the gas giant. "23 minutes. Down from 2.5 hours. By adding more gas intakes. You know, that is such a thing. I have a chip here ready to go. And, oh, just got one. Just when I went and looked. Let's go out to the asteroid miner. May need to be rebuilt. Yep. Disassemble, and now the engine is visible. I don't get it. It's some sort of weirdness in the mod. Okay, I'm off to prepare. Live in a few minutes. All right, I will throw to you in 6 minutes. Let's get this rocket here going before that happens. There, now it's a Norelco. All right. Rocket assembly machine scan. These missions were taking about 20 to 25 minutes. Build. Build successful. Guidance. Load the asteroid chip. Do the linker thing. Check our... Yeah, we're fueling. Okay, good. We are fueling. I want to let it fuel completely. I kept thinking the station's fuel system should have an awful lot of rocket fuel still in it because it runs continuously. It should run until it is full. That's an awful lot of pipe. Launch. Norelco away. We'll watch on here as we reach destination. And remember, this previously took about 20 to 25 minutes for the mission. It is now going to take 4 minutes. It's taking 5 minutes. It started a 5-minute timer. We cut by adding 2 more drill heads. I cut the amount of time down to 5 minutes. I could probably cut it down to like 2 minutes by adding 2 more drill heads. Make it a 5-head drill. You know, give it a drill head on each of those chests. That would be intense. We are at Sol 4, and this is drained out. I'm figuring. Yeah, that's drained out. So these are going to start draining down. We are still producing chips, though. This is doing just fine. And we're on 408 and got more chips to process. Alrighty. I'll worry about sat lifter later. Let's go up to gantry. Think about where I am. $16 minutes on that. All right, we are going to wrap here because Willamist is going to be streaming, and I'm going to throw a raid over her way. So let me go to this screen. It has been a bit of a journey. We've been to a couple of planets and to a Pixelmon world and gone through some technical difficulties and some various other stuff going on. But the Maru 56 terraformer is now running. I'm going to run that off stream during the week and see how far it gets. And when it gets up close to the magical 0.75, I'm going to bring that world back on stream. Thank you for being here, Freya Dragon. It's greatly appreciated. I will be back tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. UTC -6. That's American Central Time. I will be bringing Roots of Pacha in farming and animal domestication in a Copper Age society. We've advanced from Neolithic up to the Bronze Age, and I'm told the new version coming up in a couple months will take us up to the Iron Age. It's going to be interesting. Lovely, cozy farm sim, romantic dating sim. I'll be back at 8:30 p.m. here tomorrow night with that. And next week, 8 a.m. UTC -6 with more Minecraft Trains and Tech. Thank you so much, and let's do the raid thing. Raiding channel. And where is Willamist? Willamist. Willamist. And Baldur's Gate during the raid. Are we ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, raid now.